Okay, so it's Friday. We are. I think we're over 24 hours. I think it's a 3:05 start time for the Chiefs and Raiders game. So by the time you see this, it'll be around 24 hours from our first game of Week 18 on Saturday. But there's a lot at stake. And this video I've been wanting to doing, I was actually going to put this up on Wednesday or Thursday, but again, with everything that happened earlier this week, had it, kind of rearranged, pushed my schedule back. Again, another good update for Damar Hamlin is he's now talking, at least that's the report, talking to his teammates, saying he loves his teammates and whatnot. So every day, it's getting better and better for him. So, I'm happy about that. And we also got to focus on football. This is it. Especially as a Packers fan, this is it. It's, last game of the season, or we have another week to prepare for. So, but we're not the only team. Obviously, AFC, NFC, still a whole bunch there. I do want to skip. I do want to skip the stuff with the Bengals, Bills, and Chiefs because I might make another video on all of that with playoffs and whatnot, because the NFL did release I believe it got approved today. So an approved idea for what to do in case of like an AFC Championship game and whatnot. There were rumors, and I'm happy this didn't happen. There were rumors of having 8 teams in the playoffs this year, which I'm glad did not happen, because I mean, you want another mid team in the playoffs, and then the one seed would not get a bye. So like I don't know. I don't really care for that. I'm glad they didn't do that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do something and put it up tonight too. I don't know. It's very complicated. So I've read through it a couple times, and I still feel like I don't understand everything. Bengals literally can't get the 1 seed in the proposed idea apparently. So yeah, and apparently they didn't think of ties either. I saw some people asking about ties. I don't know. So that's why I want to stay away from this crap. I might make another thing. Well, I'll think about it. It's just going to be very, very hard. And I don't want to sit here for half an hour going, what does that mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? So, moving on. Our second game of the weekend, again, tomorrow night, Saturday night, prime time. Jags take on the Titans for the AFC South division title. I've already done my picks. I am rooting for the Jags. I do think they seem like a better team. They seem like they're on the upcline while Tennessee's on the downcline right now. But this is a big game for them. But it's not Tannehill. It's not Willis. It's is it Josh Dobbs, I believe is his name. Third stringer essentially going up against Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. So like it's a third stringer versus a starting QB who is like, he's looking very good. The past month, like T-Law has been looking very good. So that's, again, it might be a game though. We'll see how the Tennessee defense plays. We'll see how Derrick Henry plays, because he normally has good games against all of the AFC South. So again, anything can happen. And I'm totally happy with it being Saturday night primetime. I'm gonna try to stream this game as long as I get it. I'm gonna try to stream it. I'm excited for it though. So again, Bengals can clinch. AFC North with a title. I don't. Is this not? Okay, so I guess this was like, was it 2 days ago? So this was like Wednesday. Okay. Winner tie versus Bills. Yeah, okay. Yeah. About that. I'm guessing they probably haven't updated everything yet. There's probably some edits on, but they probably missed this little edit here. So, again, they can clinch the North. And yeah, I thought they did clinch it already, though. But I guess not. So, I guess not. Now we move into the 7th seed, where the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Steelers, and the Jags can all still get in. And the Jags can still get in even if they lose to the Titans for the AFC South title, which is just insane to think about. This is like the middle of the pack for teams this year. Again, you see 4 teams right here, and then there's still 3 more teams here for the NFC for 7 seed. The middle of the pack, like, there's so many scenarios that could happen, won't happen, just because some teams are good, some teams are bad, and you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to win and do what. So it's going to be really interesting to see on Sunday how this all shakes up, and come Monday morning, who's going to be in. So I can't wait for Monday. It's going to be an exciting time to figure out who's in the playoffs, who's not. But Patriots can clinch it with a win at the Bills, or a Dolphins loss versus the Jets, and the Steelers loss versus the Browns, and the Jags win over the Titans. So again, I think that's doable. 1, win and you're in. Or 2, Dolphins who are playing a third stringer. Steelers who could lose to the Browns. Jags who very easily could beat the Titans. So you have 2, I don't want to say reliable, but 2 paths that could happen. I mean, who knows what the Bills are going to do? And it's any given Sunday, so you could always upset them too. You never know. Never know. But they still have a weight in if if they lose to the Bills, and they're going to the Bills, they're on the road too, so that could happen. Dolphins clinch with the win versus the Jets, and a Patriots loss to the Bills. So again, you're putting a third stringer out there, so I don't know. I mean, if it was Tua, I'd be like, yeah, you guys have a shot at the playoffs, because again, Patriots should lose, and again, if Tua was out there, it's like, oh yeah, I think you can beat the Jets. I think you can beat the Jets defense. But again, it's a third stringer. I don't even know what his name is. It's not Teddy Bridgewater. I know that. I forget who's ever under them. So I don't know. I don't even know if I want to see the Dolphins in it anymore, just because of everything that's happened and whatnot. I just kind of want them to get to the offseason and kind of regroup and everything. So it'll be interesting. Steelers can get in with a win versus the Browns. Dolphins lose to the Jets, and Patriots lose to the Bills. So again, that's doable too. Just like the Patriots, it's doable. Now, all the Patriots have to do is win in their end. The Steelers need the Patriots to lose. But Patriots, are most likely the underdogs going to Buffalo. Probably that can happen. Dolphins, again, third stringer out there, probably will happen. If I'm being real, probably will happen. That Jets defense is very good. So, and then a win versus the Browns. It can happen. It can. So it might be a sloppy game, but it can happen. So it's just anything's possible. And then the Jags can clinch if they lose to the Titans. So if they lose the AFC South crown, and the Dolphins, Patriots, and Steelers all lose. So again, that's possible too. Dolphins could lose. Patriots could lose. Steelers could lose too. So again, I don't know what to say, and I'm just gonna wait for Sunday. And whatever happens, happens. Because we have no idea what can happen. I think all 4 teams can make it. I think Jags, again, have the best shot at winning the division, which kicks the Titans out of the playoffs. So then you just have like these 3 here. So Steelers could very well could get in at 8-9. Or 9-8, excuse me. Patriots could get in at 9-8, even if they lose to the Bills. And again, I don't really want to see the Dolphins get in there, but they can do that. So, again, a lot of wild stuff going on. It's so crazy to think that the Jags can still get in the playoffs, even if they lose to the Titans. Even if they lose. Just think about how crazy that is. So, it's a backup plan to fall onto, But, again, you just, try to win. So, number 1 seed in the NFC, just like the AFC is not clinched at all. It is... especially if the Eagles lose this week, it is wide open. So, Eagles to get it, win or tie versus the Giants. Cowboys lose or tie to the Commanders. 49ers lose or tie to the Cardinals. So there's 3 scenarios there. Now, I think can't the Cowboys, if let's say the Cowboys win and the Niners lose. Oh no, I guess that we'll get into that. Yeah. So I think no matter what. So if one of these happens, so I think the Cowboys can win. No, but they need them to tie or lose or tie. No, I think they still get it with a win because I think this is implying that if they lose, I think it's implying if the Eagles lose, then you're hoping the Cowboys and Niners lose. I think is what that's implying because again, you win and you have it locked up. But yeah. So I guess. Yeah, I'm processing a whole bunch in my head right now. But yeah, I think if the Eagles win, the Cowboys win, I think it just goes to the Eagles all outright no matter what. So, Niners can get the 1 seed if they beat the Cardinals, who are on, was it Colt McCoy or whoever? So there's a lot of teams out there this year, mid-tier teams, bottom-tier teams that have their backups or third stringers in. And it's just some of them are fighting for playoff spots. Some of them are fighting for that 7 seed. So it's weird. NFL is very weird. And then they also need the Eagles to lose to the Giants. Now, that's going to be very hard because a report came out that the Giants are just going to sit a bunch of their starters. So, again, it should be easy enough for the Eagles to just win against the backups. But if they don't, well, then the Eagles are serious frauds going into the playoffs. Serious frauds in the playoffs. If you lose to the Giants backups, I don't even know what to say. But again, it's Eagles. It's their seed to lose, is what it is. So again, if you lose, well, then it opens the door for the Niners. It opens the door for the Cowboys, who need to win versus the Commanders. They need the Eagles to lose, and then they would need the Niners to lose or tie. So it's the hardest for the Cowboys to get it, because they need the Niners and Eagles to lose. I mean, you do need a tie, but it's just not really probably going to happen because the Niners are playing a third stringer. and the Eagles are playing backups. So it's most likely going to be Cowboys and Tampa. Oh my God, that's going to be so annoying. That's going to be so annoying to have that on my wild card. Ugh, I don't want to watch. I'm not going to watch that game. Tom, if Tom is streaming that, have mercy. If you are watching that game, I pray for you. Technically, again, just like, with the 1 seed, the NFC East is not locked up either, so Eagles can clinch it with a win, or Cowboys loss. Cowboys can clinch it with a win and an Eagles loss. So, again, it's the Eagles' division and number 1 seed to lose. It's all up to them. And they're supposedly going to be playing Jalen Hurts. So, it's just all up to them. Whatever happens, happens. So, then we move on to the 7th seed, who just like the AFC, the 7th seed. Again, there's 3 teams here. I guess technically there is 3 teams for the other one because, again, the Jags are fighting for a title more so than fighting for a 7 seed. So, but this one is exactly 3 contenders for the 7 seed. The Packers, easiest route of the 3. All you need is to beat the Lions on Sunday night. Now, speaking of the Lions, it's, what is it? They need... Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of tiebreakers in here. They need Seattle to lose. So if Seattle wins, then the Lions are just fighting for pride. It's just, hey, we want to beat our rivals. That's all it is. So one pride. But Lions are rooting for the Rams right now. Just like the Lions were rooting for the Rams last year. Now they're rooting for them again this year, but this time for them to go to the playoffs instead of the Rams trying to win the Super Bowl. So, it'll be very interesting to see if Seattle wins, what the mentality of the Lions is going to be heading into that Sunday night game. And again, it's most likely just going to be like, hey, we're going to play for pride. It's our rival, so we just want to beat you, and we can knock you out of the playoffs. So, yeah, there's a lot of, you know, tiebreakers and whatnot all in here, but it's basically, you know, it's, you know, you have to beat the Packers, hope Seattle loses, and you're in. Or again, you know, tie Packers, Seattle loses, or tie Packers and Rams, Seattle tie, and then you want the Commanders to beat the Cowboys, which again is not really plausible either. So you know, Lions again, they need help, and technically Seattle does too. Technically, but their path is more so straightforward. They just have to beat the Rams, and then the Lions just have to beat the Packers. Okay, yeah, because then you're throwing all this in. So, but again, then I mean, this is lose slash tie rather than, you know, this is win it over them. So, again, I don't really want to talk about ties and whatnot because it throws a whole wrench into it. I believe if the Packers and Lions tie, I believe Seattle gets in. Yes. No, but then and then again, it's most likely going to happen because they just need the Cowboys to win against the Commanders. So, yes, if Packers tie, but then who would get it if... I'm trying to think who would get it if the Seattle lost. I think that goes to the Lions, right? Yeah, okay, here it is right here. Okay, so if the Packers or if the Lions, no. Yeah, hang on. Sorry, I'm reading, there's so much here. I'm just trying to process it all. So if the Packers and Lions tie and then Seattle loses, the Lions get into the 7th seed. So again, I don't want to focus on a tie because I'm tired of ties. I think that they should just get rid of ties and all that. But if it happens and Seattle loses, and again, Sunday night it's a tie, well, then the Lions are going to the playoffs. So, again, very easy for the Packers. You know, Lions and Seahawks both need help. They both, you know, need to help each other, essentially. So we'll see. And, you know, people are so upset because Seattle plays before, you know, Packers, Lions. I get it. But there's not a lot at stake this year. There's really not. And would you rather watch Josh Dobbs versus the Jacksonville defense on Sunday night? Or would you rather watch a most likely competitive game between the Packers and Lions? And again, if you're a Lions fan and you get knocked out by Seattle early on in the day, it's, hey, let's knock out our rival. So I think it'd be just more competitive all around than to have Jags and Titans on Sunday night. And again, there's not really much else. I mean, you could put like the Steelers and Browns. I don't want to see Dolphins and Jets. You could put Patriots and Bills, but again, So, that's it. I know it's kind of a longer video, but again, there's still, was it 8? I guess 8 teams technically. No, 7 teams, right? Yeah, because 1, 2, 3, fighting for the, you know, 3, 6, and 7 here. But then you also, again, you have a title up. Technically, you have the AFC North title. Again, I thought they clinched it, but I guess not. You technically have this up for grabs too. So there's like 9 things, 10 things up for grabs. And then again, with everything with the number 1 seed for the NFC and AFC. So, yeah. So for now, like the video, share the video, and don't subscribe. And tomorrow night, we started off with a meaningless game. And then we go to the second game of the weekend, which is very meaningful for the AFC South. So we'll see you there. I'm going to stream as long as I get the game. For now, like the video, share the video around, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.